Well, thanks for coming on anyway.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's an honor and a privilege, man. You know, never saw this coming in my life. I never thought that I would be doing all kinds of stuff like this.
I
So,
know, it's crazy, isn't it? It's
yeah,
crazy. You just don't know what way life is going to take you. It's, to be honest, I never thought I'd be, well, I don't even know what you call this, Zoom calling guys from America talking craziness. It's great for me too.
right. Yeah, from all the way across the pond. Here we are on a podcast together. We're
Well,
connected.
yeah, I mean, you were telling me you've got some Irish roots as well, huh?
I do. Yeah, yeah. My last name's Gallagher.
Yeah, yeah.
So Irish, Scottish. Yeah. My father got one of those DNA kits or whatever, like
All right, yeah.
ancestry.com. So he knows like the exact like roots of my heritage, but I don't. I didn't get that.
Oh, hey, I don't know mine either, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think I'm
I've
like
got a
10.
weird second name, so
Yeah. What's is your real last name Swords?
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and people
Interesting.
always look at me weird. I'm like, yeah, like the weapon, yeah, swords.
That's a cool last name, man.
Yeah, there's a place in Dublin called Swords, like a town, and
Huh.
everybody thinks like that I
That's
own part of it, but I don't. I don't
Would
even
be
own
cool
the
if you
house
did.
I'm in. Oh, it'd be very cool.
Would be cool if you did, yeah.
It
Yeah,
would.
I guess Gallagher's are like mercenaries, from what I understand.
Right,
Like
I
in the
gotta look it
army
up.
when they used to fight, yeah, and Gallagher's means like courage or something like that because they used to have, to fight the English, they would call them the Gallagher's.
Right, that's kind of cool,
Hmm.
huh?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Um, the reason we speak now is because I read your message on that Facebook group.
Yeah.
And I feel like I should start by reading out that message because I was like, I gotta talk to this guy.
I forget what I even wrote, to
Well,
be
I've got it on
honest.
my phone here. I have it on my
Okay.
phone. And I figured, why not start with that? So it said, hi everyone, my name is Joe Gallagher Jr., founder of a Pastioli, am I correct? Yeah. Author of From Bars to Jars, which is a book we'll get into, and living proof that rock bottom can be the foundation for something beautiful. From addiction and jail cells to grocery shelves and film development, I've walked a long, gritty, and redemptive road. My journey from street fights and recovery meetings to launching an Italian food brand now being sold across the southeast is raw, real, and full of kind transformation listeners connect with. You sold me. You sold it to me.
Hey, that's
So
what I do.
congrats. Yeah,
Thank you, brother.
congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, it's such a blessing, man. I have my life has been a movie. Like literally, I've been saying it for years, and it's not. It's like ironic coming full circle that they're actually now looking into turning my story into a TV series.
How does that feel?
It's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy. It's hard to
Yeah,
wrap my head around, you know.
I would imagine
Um,
so.
but I've also, I believe in manifestation. So I've envisioned this happening and felt what it feels like for it to happen
Awesome.
for months now. And then now it's like I'm living the reality that I'm, you know, uh, basically creating.
Can we get into a little bit of manifestation? Because one of my best friends is a big proponent of that. So
Yeah.
it's cool to see someone that is becoming such a success actually having the same perspective as him. So when you say you manifest things, do you kind of repeat that in your mind throughout the day, or is there a procedure you go through?
Yeah, my routine, so morning, noon, and night is as I'm walking about in this world, I'm picturing what it would be like if I'm living my ideal life right now. Like, what am I smelling? What am I hearing? What am I touching? Textures, emotions, actually taking on the feelings of what that looks like, what that ideal life would look like, and then believing that it's happening, and it is.
Wow, that's yeah, I suppose when you look at it like that, you're taking the correct actions to bring it towards you as well. You know what I mean?
Sure, but it's not a struggle. I'm not like forcing anything. I'm not, trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, which is
Right.
which I did because, the way I was brought up is like, work hard, determination, perseverance, which is all great stuff and it's necessary. but it doesn't have to be that hard. You know,
Yeah.
it goes a lot easier if the belief and the mindset is there, and the universe starts reflecting and mirroring what it is I'm internalizing and
Well,
assuming.
um, I suppose it's also because you're so passionate about what you do, and that helps
Yeah,
you too.
I mean, it's anything I've ever gotten involved with, I've been passionate about. I'm a passionate person.
Mm,
You know, it's like kind of comes natural. When I get involved with something, it's like 150%. I'm in. You know, I'm all
killer,
the way in. Yeah.
killer. If you lived here, I'd be like, let's do business. You know?
Well, listen, man.
'Cause
I just sent out my first order of spaghetti sauce and perfume to Canada. So I have my first international sale this week.
congrats, bro. That's killer.
Thank you.
I see you getting into the perfume game. Yeah,
I
interesting.
am.
I'm keeping an eye on your Facebook.
Woo.
What are we calling this?
I got two different scents, two fragrances, La Cascada and Roma Notte. So La Cascada is waterfall in Italian for ladies, and then
Mm,
Roma Notte is Italian for Roman night for the men. Hmm.
like it. Very masculine. I like it.
Yeah,
I think I jumped ahead a bit. I'm like that. I'm very organic with these chats. But your story, man, I didn't on purpose. I didn't go too far into it because I want to just speak with you and I want to find it out from the man himself, should I say? So, like, I mean, yeah, I don't know if you know this, but I'm involved in music as well.
are you?
Yeah, yeah,
I didn't know. No, I didn't know.
I was a rapper for years when I was young,
Wow.
and
Okay.
now I'm in a kind of new metal style. Like I've got a
Wow.
band
Okay.
behind me now, so I'm still messing around, but I was big in hip hop when I not big in it, big
Yeah.
involved in it. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop
Sure.
was so small in Ireland at the time.
Yeah.
It's getting a bit bigger now, but it's all part of the journey. So when I hear somebody else has done music or still does, I always want to chat with them a little bit about it.
Sure.
But I mean, will we just go back to your younger years? Is that when you were involved in that kind of stuff, or where are we at
Yeah.
with that?
Yeah. So I picked up a guitar at 15 years old. So when I was like from 8 to 15, every Sunday we'd go over to my grandmother's house. She'd be cooking an Italian sauce, and my uncles and cousins would be in the bedroom playing guitars, playing like Grateful Dead and some
Yeah,
older classic rock tunes and stuff like that. And I've always been drawn to that, in that lifestyle, like because I remember them, having fun, smoking weed, joking, laughing, singing, and it's like. It was like my happy place every time I got to go over there and watch them. And one day I wanted to be able to play with them. Uh, you know, so at 15 years old, I started taking lessons for about a year, started writing songs. And then by 17, I started performing at like open mics and coffee houses and stuff like that. And then by 18, 20 years old, I'm hosting open mic shows at a bunch of bars. And I actually got to perform with the some of the original members of the Wailers, like Bob Marley and the Wailers. So I was doing
wow,
reggae.
yeah.
I was doing reggae. I did a couple songs with them. And it was just a crazy scene. And now, after all has been said and done, I've written 2,500 songs in 10 different genres. I've done hip hop, I've done country, I've done blues, I've done uh, alternative rock, which is my main genre, I guess. But I've done it all,
Mm.
man.
Well, 2,500 songs. I think you've got me beat. I think you've got me beat.
I was like a machine, so I was told write a song a day. So I did that for years.
Really, a song a day. Wow,
Hmm.
that's
Because at the end of the year, you're gonna have a bunch of good songs,
mm,
but you'll get at least one great song.
gem, one gem. Yeah.
Hmm.
Any regrets with music?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I had my whole identity and soul wrapped up in music and the success and the outcomes of, professional musicianship, and it wasn't sustainable. And I got involved in, all the things that come hand in hand with living the life of a rock star. I was a legend in my own mind. I was self-absorbed, and it was a nonstop party. Once I
Yeah,
got that first applause, and once I seen reactions to people that knew that I had talent, which I knew I had talent. But when I saw other people know that I have talent, it's like my whole persona changed, and I started doing it for not the reasons I started doing it.
Mm, yeah.
And then it stopped being fun after a while.
You wouldn't believe how many times I've heard that story. It's incredible, isn't it? It's a yeah. It you forget why you started. You forget. You lose the heart, and you don't realize it until you turn around one day and you're like, "What happened?"
Yep. I lost
It's crazy.
myself. I did. I
Yeah.
lost myself, and I lost a lot of friends. I was willing to sacrifice everything, literally everything, for my music career.
Mm. Look, you likely learned a lot of important life's lessons from those mistakes. So it's part of this. It's part of the foundation of what you become in the end, isn't it?
It is. Sure
Yeah.
is.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy. But I don't know the chronological, excuse me, order of your story. If it was this potential Netflix series or whatever's going to
Yeah.
happen.
So that was more recent. So like, okay,
Okay.
so back to the music, so I'm playing all these shows and selling out big venues in New Haven, Connecticut. There's a place called Toad's Place where like the Doors have played, Prince, Rolling Stones. I mean, a lot of legends have played
Wow.
there, and
Yeah.
I gotten to play those rooms. I opened. There's a grand opening for a small club in Connecticut called the Shadow Room. Shout out to David Gear. Opening night, it was me and who everybody knows now as Drake. Me and Drake opened that weekend.
Not
But this is
bad.
before that. This was before Drake was famous. Before I was anything. We were just local guys. Well, I don't think Drake was local, but he showed up with a trunk full of champagne, and it was a crazy night. It was a definitely crazy night. You know, and then in 2019, I was in contention for a Grammy nomination for Best New Rock Artist. I was working with OB, who is LL Cool J's godson. We did an album called Side Effects together, and there was a ballot cast that year for Best New Rock Artist and Best Rock Performance.
Wow, you went far, man. You went far.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that was the end of the road actually, because that's I got hit by a truck that same during the voting process. I got hit by a
What?
truck, had two spinal surgeries. Yeah, and I'm just now 7 years later getting feeling back in my hands.
Oh my God. So were you parked up and a truck hit you or
Yep, I was at a red light. Guy was on his phone, hit me at like 60 miles an hour, 50, 60 miles an hour.
wow, man, you're lucky to be even speaking to me here, huh?
Yeah, yep,
Oh my
yep,
God. What did you say? Two spinal surgeries?
yeah, yeah,
So
back to back.
were you obviously bedbound for a long time?
Yeah, yeah, for a while. At the hospital, I couldn't walk. Didn't think I was gonna walk again, and that accident really sent me down this path of darkness. My life was pretty much over. Because again, the music, I couldn't play music no more.
Yeah.
I thought that was all my
You
purpose was.
you were on the cusp of where you thought you wanted to go and then
Yeah,
literally bang.
right.
That's crazy, man, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
I can only imagine how you felt to all that being stolen from you by some idiot on a phone, huh?
Yeah, and what's crazy is that that morning I listened to my song come on the local radio for the first time. Yep, yep. I was on 98 Rock, and bam, over in a flash.
Sorry to hear
hmm
that.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, but then the next decade or so, almost, I had a lot of heartache and a lot of pain and a lot of things to grow through, um,
Hmm.
and that have now become an asset. My experience can help others, and that now I have found new purpose is to share my story like I'm doing here, and hopefully there's somebody out there that will hear my story and learn from it, and maybe be inspired. Maybe they start a business for themselves. Maybe they're having a struggle with drugs and alcohol. Um, I was the bottom of the barrel junkie,
Hmm.
alcoholic. I had for years trying to get sober and could never do it. And it was ultimately consequences that pushed me against the wall and gave me the willingness to surrender and accept Jesus Christ into my life, like get on my knees and actually pray and ask for help. And then, you know, sobered up. And now I'm building this, through the grace of God, building this empire. And, you know,
What a turnaround, brother. What a turnaround. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Look, I know a lot of people from where I grew up and stuff do deal with problems like yours, maybe sometimes on a slightly smaller scale, but there's people that are dark and in deep places too. And I know for a fact stories like yours, stories of redemption and turning the whole thing around to help inspire them.
Hmm.
Um, if you're comfortable speaking about all this stuff,
Absolutely,
um,
man.
yeah,
I have a
I just,
responsibility. I have a responsibility today, Adam. You know, I
yeah,
have to because people showed me how they did it, how they got sober, so that I
mm,
can then, carry it on to somebody that's struggling. And if it wasn't for those guys and God putting those guys in my life, I would have never made it. I was on a collision course, wanting to
mm,
die. I was
yeah,
walking around like literally trying to kill myself.
you probably wouldn't be here now if you had stayed on that road,
Right.
you know?
Yep.
So look, there's positives to take from this because it's you're going to save a lot of people with this story and inspire a lot of people. Uh, Was it the accident that got you onto drugs? Was it opiates?
So yes, yeah. So prior to that, I had always been an alcoholic. I wasn't admitting it, and I wasn't willing to do anything about that. But you know, um, and then I was smoking weed, and that was about it. I started doing cocaine late in like that year that I was in contention for the Grammy. That's when I started doing cocaine. So I went through my 20s and most of my 30s without ever touching a really hard drugs, so to speak. And then after that accident, now uh, I got hooked on opiates, painkillers. I was a nervous wreck, anxiety, depression, you know what I mean? So I was willing to take anything that came across my path if it would make me feel, you know, different than I did.
Yeah, yeah, just to escape the
Yeah.
moment you were in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there seems that you guys in the States, the pharmaceutical company just fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah. Oh
The
yeah. Yeah.
industry's
There's
crazy.
the doctors actually have incentives to prescribe things.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like a guinea pig. So, I'm going to therapy and seeing psychiatrists and psychologists, and they're trying to figure out, what to give me. I've been on literally 26 different medications throughout the course of my life. And I'm happy to say right now, and I'm not saying anything against the medical institution, right? And
Mm,
doctors and all that stuff. But for me, none of those medications worked. And I'm happy to say that I am now on zero medications, and I'm living the best version of myself that I have ever experienced.
brilliant, brilliant. Because from what I hear, it's really hard to get off some of that garbage, And it,
Xanax was the worst, because
yeah,
so I was cocktailing things, taking Xanax and drinking, trying to end it all.
like
I've
a
heard people
zombie.
dying that way. Yeah, yeah, blacking out all the time, driving.
Serious?
Dangerous. Yeah,
Jesus, man. Yeah, and where did the intervention come? Was it family, friends?
it
How did you
was.
stop this?
So I got out of the hospital after that accident, and then like 2 weeks later, I'm getting cabin fever. I got to get out of the house. I haven't been out in a while, and there was a birthday party at this bar down the street from my house. So I went there, and I wasn't going to drink. I was dead set against drinking, but I was doing cocaine and I was taking my pills, my painkillers, and I was at the bar for like 10 minutes and some guy was trying to drive home drunk. So I stopped him, offered him a ride, tried to be the good Samaritan, right?
Mm,
I get to his house, his trailer park, and he invites me in for 18-year-old bourbon, and I didn't have the defense against that first drink at this point. So I said yes. How could I turn it down? 18-year-old bourbon, right? I went
yeah.
inside. I went inside, and him and his roommate was irate, like furious that this dude just brought me into this house. And he's like 300 pounds, big guy, and I just had two spinal surgeries, right? So I can't fight anybody. I happen to have, for the first time in my life, a 2-inch pocket knife I carried with me, right?
Mm, yeah.
They tried robbing me, and I defended myself and got charged with attempted murder.
Holy shit, man. Holy shit. So these two guys came at you in their home,
And I was in their home. They,
and you were on your own.
yeah. So yeah, the big guy started pushing me around and stuff, and I couldn't fight, and I
Yeah,
thought
of
he was
course.
going to get a gun. The other guy went into a different room. I thought he was going to get a shotgun or something. Without him seeing, I pulled out that little knife, and I was so scared, bro. I was holding the blade halfway down my hand. I didn't even know it. My finger is almost cut off. There's blood
Oh
everywhere,
shit.
and I just nicked the guy on his arm. I gave him a little paper cut just to get back him off me. You know,
Yeah.
that other guy that I thought was going to get a shotgun was actually calling the police. Police showed up. I got a knife in my hand. I stripped the other guy down naked, and there's blood everywhere. And they charged me with attempted murder. And it took 6 years to get that off my record.
God.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Attempted
So
murder, but the guy just had a like a gash on the top of his
di-
arm.
didn't even have to go to the hospital. He might have gotten away with a band-aid.
How is that attempted murder?
The cop was pissed off. The cop that showed up, the first cop on the scene, like a week prior, I was at a drive-through late at night, like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was on Xanax, and I fell asleep in the drive-through window. Cars are honking the horn at me, like,
Yeah,
move, And this cop was knocked on my window and had me do one of those sobriety tests, and
yeah.
I passed it because I wasn't drinking. He couldn't take me away.
Didn't
He
have
was
the
mad that
budge.
night. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
really mad, and it just so happened that he was the first cop to walk in that room and see what he saw.
And he had the power to change your life there because he didn't like you.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit, man. So you went to jail that night, did you?
I did, sure did. $50,000 bond. It was my first charge ever, and so my father bailed me out reluctantly, but he did,
Mm,
and I promised on everything that I would never get in trouble again. I'm gonna straighten out. I'm not gonna drink. I'm not gonna do drugs. I'm gonna stop everything. And I had no solution, man. Drugs and alcohol was my solution to how I was feeling inside.
yeah, yeah.
So I got arrested 3 or 4 more times after that.
Really?
For
Shit.
DUI, a DUI. And God bless my wife, and she has been my rock. I can't believe she never left me for all the shit I've done. It must have been in retrospect it had, and I know it was so traumatic and hard for her to watch because she loves me, and here I
Mm,
am destroying myself like on purpose.
yeah, yeah. And there was not much she could do about it.
No.
So, what was the moment? Was there one moment, or did you just gradually climb out of that hole?
Yeah, so I pushed everybody away. My last arrest, another DUI, and I'm in the jail cell, trying to get a hold of family, somebody to bail me out, and nobody would.
They
They,
gave up on you.
yeah, nobody wanted to talk to me no more. Rightfully so. I
Yeah,
was a piece of
yeah,
shit.
sure. You were
Yeah.
at the time you were a piece of shit.
hmm Yep.
Just
So
selfish at the time. You were lost,
very
like, yeah.
selfish, self-centered, egotistical, and I didn't care. I really didn't care. I lost hope. I was hopeless. You
Were
know.
you still just pissed off because of the music thing? Was that what it still was, or
It was a lot of things I was pissed off, but mainly it was the music thing. It
yeah.
was, I held a grudge against God for a long time because of stuff that happened in my childhood, which I talk about in my book. Some sexual abuse from men, adult men that I trusted,
Mm,
so at a young age and from that point on, that's really where all the sickness started developing, is really early on. My first drink, it
of
was
course.
to numb all that shit that I had been through, before I even hit puberty,
You were just a kid, man. You were just a fucking kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, bro. I'm sorry to hear that. I really am.
It is what, again, man, back to, I know it took a long time to forgive myself and forgive, the people that have harmed me. But
Yeah.
now that I have, I'm on the other side of this now,
Yeah.
and I'm here to tell everybody that anybody that's been through something similar, there is hope.
There
There
is
is
hope.
a
Yeah.
way, there is solution. God can take it all and remove all this shit.
So it was when you that last arrest, you turned around and were probably expecting somebody to come bail you out
I
again, and
was,
you turned around and there was nobody there,
yep,
and
that's
that
it.
was a rude awakening.
Very lonely place to be. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and that was when you started realizing you needed to change things.
Yeah, well, I basically begged on my knees in front of 20 guys in this holding
Really?
cell. Yeah, yep. I begged God to I said, this is it. I'm serious now. I'm willing to do anything it takes to get sober and start, turning my life around.
Yeah, that's the one thing I have picked up from you from the brief bit of study I've done on you is that you're a really Christian individual,
Yeah.
aren't you? Yeah.
Yep. And I wasn't, man, for the longest time because the person that first abused me was a member of the church.
Yeah, that happens a lot over here too, but that is not your God's fault, is it? I suppose there's
No.
that's that motherfucker
Yeah,
taking
that's a
advantage
human.
of their position. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So good for you. Good for you for moving past that. You know what I mean?
And listen, I got more, so I just wanted to stop drinking and stop hurting people. That was what my prayer was, right? And man, I got so much more than what I bargained for in my life, you know, in a short period of time. This is only like 2 years now. It has gone from bottom of the barrel, hopeless, fall down drunk, and dredged to society
So
to,
we're only talking about 2 years ago. You were in that jail cell in front of 20 guys, just praying to God to help you change your life.
yeah, that
Two
was it.
2 years ago,
2 years.
and now you've got this big business, but and now you're in perfume too.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into your business. Actually, in fact, we'll get into that now. Let's get into the positive side of you,
Okay.
because that this is the main reason I wanted to talk to you. It's easy to talk the grim shit, but it's the victory after it is that's the goal, you
Sure.
know.
Yeah. Right.
I did watch that interview I seen you do on Fox, and you spoke
Okay.
about your grandmother's recipe,
Yeah. Yep.
and
So
that's the start of it, isn't it? Really?
that was it. So because of all these arrests, I couldn't even get a job at Walmart bagging groceries. And I didn't know what else. I didn't know what I was going to do. I had no experience in packaging food products. No idea.
Mm,
But I brought some spaghetti and meatballs and some eggplant parmesan to a group of drunks, drunk men at a meeting, and somebody said, "Bro, this is the best sauce I've ever had. Why don't you just sell this? You can't get a job. Just get it, start a business." And I said, let me take a look. Let me do some research. And within a month or so, I was in my first grocery store with this product.
wow, that guy's you owe that guy some more free sauce, man.
I wish, man, that guy. I pray for him a lot because he's drunk right now, going through it. He's not doing
Yeah,
well.
he hasn't gotten past it yet. It's fucking
Mm-mm.
tricky, bro. It's tricky.
Yeah, it's hard. It's the hardest thing
Yeah.
I've ever had to do.
Mm, mm.
Yeah. But yeah, so on the positive note, so within a month, I'm in 4 stores. Within 2 months, I'm in 7 stores. And now the distributor is like, if you got any more recipes, let's create some more, get some more products on the shelf so it can help with the cash flow and the reorder cycle and all that kind of stuff. So
Mm.
I end up coming out with a whole line of 10 different Italian products. You got mushrooms, red peppers, like marinated, for like antipasta and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I had salsas. I did two salsas. Weren't even Italian; they were Puerto Rican. I helping another friend out that helped me. Uh, I came up with this product called Puerto Rican Hippie Dip and Puerto Rican Trippy Dip,
I
which
like it.
Puerto Rico doesn't have a salsa. When you think salsa, you think Mexico.
Of
Um,
course.
and it's just funny. And this is a 72-year-old guy. I dressed him up like a chef. He's not a chef. I put his face on the jar. I had him come with me to the grocery stores and do like samples and stuff. It was a riot,
Are
bro.
you
It was,
serious?
yeah.
And is that Puerto Rican sauce doing well?
It was one of the best sellers. Yeah. Yep.
Wow. And this is
Yep.
all under the Pastioli brand.
Yeah. So those two jars were different because they had his face on it,
Yeah.
and I changed the color schemes and the graphics, but it did on the back of the jar. It says Pastioli. But yeah,
Awesome.
shout out to Chef Raphael, who's not even a
Yeah.
real chef.
He is now. He is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, Speaking of chef, you're here titled as Giuseppe, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Chef
Is
Giuseppe.
that's like your alter ego? Is that
Yeah,
your
I guess
yeah?
I that's my grandmother used to call me Giuseppe. So
Awesome.
and I'm not a real chef either. I didn't go to school for none of this. You know what I mean? I only make Italian food. If you want some spaghetti, you want some some sauce, I got you. But when it comes to like fine gourmet foods, forget about it. I can't do that.
I'm more interested in the Italian stuff anyway, so uh,
Okay.
look, congrats on getting into how many stores did you say?
So, I'm on the shelf in 15, but I have
Brilliant.
63 stores waiting right now for product, and then other retailers with thousands of stores that are also waiting. I'm in the process of scaling my my production. That's
Yeah.
within 6 months of being in business with the 10 products, I outgrew my production capacity. So I couldn't make enough fast enough.
You know the way you were saying you didn't study to be a chef. You didn't go to college to be a businessman either, and look at you. Look
I
at you,
did not.
man. Yeah.
It's
It's
all God,
incredible.
bro. You know,
Yeah.
I can only take the only thing I could take credit for is taking actions and following a path that was laid before me, trusting God, and I could take credit for the condition I showed up in. You know, when I
Yeah.
when I was at my lowest, that moment, I could take credit for that.
You're being too hard on yourself though. You did I mean you're putting the work in, there's no doubt about it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I could claim the effort, but I got to give God the glory.
Yeah.
I can't take credit for the outcomes. And my whole life, the reason why I'm maybe a little over the top, is because I was never humble. I was always full of myself, narcissistic, egotistical, and I caused a lot of damage, man. So I can't even for 1 second start thinking
You don't want to
like.
you don't want a piece of that anymore. Yeah.
Mm-mm. No, I
Okay.
tried to stay behind the scenes. I wasn't even trying to be in the spotlight with any of this stuff. And it wasn't until I wrote the book that I really kind of embraced it. That I
Yeah.
guess I guess we are doing this.
So the book is called From Bars to Jars, yeah? Man, I
Yeah,
gotta get this book. I gotta get this book.
you can. It's on Amazon.
I will, so I will. I will. I'll get it. And that's like, when did you write that?
So I had been writing it since November of 2024. And then when I pulled out of the kitchen, because I couldn't keep up, was February, like February 15th or so. I finished writing the book and published it myself May 30th.
Oh, so it's just this year.
Yeah, yep,
You got that
brand
done
new.
quick. You got it done quick.
7 months, yeah, like seven
Yeah,
months.
that's good going. That is good. I mean, I just had a guy on the podcast who's been writing his book for 35 years. So,
Holy cow. Wow.
yeah, and he still hasn't published it. But
Y-
that's another story. Scaling this thing up at that speed, that's what's after catching you a little bit. You probably did not expect this demand to come so rapidly.
Did, mm-mm.
And
No.
how is that a challenge? Is that the biggest challenge now?
That's the biggest challenge. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
I wasted a lot of money through the process of scaling, experimenting with different processes and trying to do things faster and better and all that. And I was spinning my wheels, man. There was a glass ceiling from the way I was doing it, because I was renting a commissary kitchen where
yeah,
I would come in 8 at night and I would work till 4 in the morning, but there was no machines, no equipment. This was the cheapest commissary place I could find. And Anyway, so the most I could get done in a night, even with help, even with like 3 or 4 people, was like 400 jars. And once I hit 15 stores, that was enough for like, uh, four of the stores, five of the stores. So
yeah.
and then I'm delivering all the stuff myself. So which was less time that I'm spending in the kitchen, and then I have to go do these product demonstrations to make sure that I'm meeting the customers and getting them to try the stuff. So it was just too much. I was basically set up for failure, not failure, but set up to have this problem
Mm,
before we even started. The right way would have been to have scaling in mind already, you know, like already have it in mind, like what if this product takes off, right? And already be outsourcing production with a company that can handle this kind of capacity.
mm. Yeah, but it doesn't always work out so well. So, I mean, in the back of your mind, you were probably thinking, ah, I'll sell 10 jars a week. So,
Yeah,
look,
yeah, right. Right.
yeah,
Originally, I wasn't even thinking grocery stores, to be honest. When I first did this, my idea was to sell it out of the back of my trunk at like
yeah,
markets and stuff, like
yeah,
farmers markets, set up a little vendor table outside. I don't know.
yeah. Just like a little weekend hustle.
Right. Right. That's all
Yeah.
I was thinking, just to get
There,
some kind of income.
there must be a demand for it. There's a demand for it. So keep moving.
Yeah.
So have you got staff now? You must have staff at this stage, do you? Or
Nah, I'm just starting to get sales reps and stuff like that. Because I shut down the kitchen. I'm not making sauce right now. I'm making it at my house, like a couple cases at a time. And it's just
okay.
low. I'm servicing a couple of the stores closest to me. I'm
Yeah.
not. So I'm talking to these co-packers, these co-manufacturers. We're trying to lock in which one I'm going to go with. It's been a
Cool.
really, really hard process trying to, get the right terms and the right prices and all that stuff, and which products are we going to really go full force with, out of the
Yeah.
line, and then lining up the distribution and how to transport all this stuff. Now, when you're talking, 60, 70 stores, it gets a little complicated.
It's big logistical challenges ahead.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yeah.
so yeah, man, this fucking came at you hard, this didn't it? But you'll figure it out. You will
Yeah,
figure it out. There's no
definitely.
doubt about it.
Yeah, I'm resilient. And one thing about drug addicts and alcoholics, we will figure a way. We will,
Yeah. Yeah. The one positive to take from it, well, you will figure a way, yeah.
yeah. I mean, when I was running out of alcohol, it didn't stop me from drinking.
No.
I would find some somewhere.
You always find money too, huh? It's
Find
funny
money
that,
too.
isn't it? Yeah.
hmm
I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it all before. So, ideal scenarios, where does this business go?
So I had applied for Shark Tank, and season 17, I could have gotten on, but the casting call was during an event I had booked, and they gave me like 5 days notice to get out to California, and so I couldn't make. I decided not to go
Hmm.
because the event I was going to was with the lieutenant governor and all these like high profile business people in Charleston. I was hoping to get an investor there at that meeting
Yeah.
or that event, so I was giving out samples to all these people, and it turned out to be a fantastic networking event. Like a lot has come out of that event, so I'm glad I didn't. But then Shark Tank called me after their casting call. I was like, "Hey, we missed you. We were expecting you in California. We really wanted you on the show." And then I said, "Please come September, apply early and get on for season 18." So I sent out my application September 1st. I haven't heard anything back, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on season 18.
Man, I hope so. I hope so. I'll be tuning in. That'd be brilliant. We've got something here. I think it's different. I think it's the same format, but it's called Dragon's Den.
Okay.
It's very similar. Like you go in, you present your product in front of 4 or 5 big investors. Yeah,
Yeah.
similar story. I hope they don't try and tear you to pieces now. But
Well, my thought, Adam, is I go there not even needing them.
yeah,
I'm working right now with a bunch of people that are trying to broker the investment. So, you know, it's really, I don't just need funds to scale the production. I'm actually looking to build a 1,700-acre farm, a Pastioli Farms, where we would grow the crops, harvest them, process them, have a big building, have trucks, have distribution,
wow,
everything all under
all
one
in house.
umbrella, and also have a nonprofit element to our operation where we'd be hiring veterans, that have kind of lost their purpose, feeling like, lost, and alcoholics, drug addicts, people getting out of incarceration, can't get jobs. I want to give back to those people and give them
Wow,
second chances like I've been given.
it's very noble of you. I, that, yeah, I mean, that would be great if you could do that to give back. You would have some fresh challenges on your hands there with some individuals and the
Well, yeah,
farming.
yeah, all of it. I love challenges though, so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like bringing on. I don't know anything about farming. My wife does, and I'm sure I could find very qualified people that would
yeah.
be.
You'll figure it out.
Actually, I've already got a stack of applications. Like 50 people want to work for when we get this thing going, but it's like a $25 million project.
All right. So this is what the investment you're searching for, is it?
Right.
Have you got a location in mind?
Yeah, yep. Adams Run, South Carolina. And it's a place called Long Wing Plantation. It's 3 square miles and it's already cultivated. They've got about 20 fields. They've got a water system. They've got a 5,000 square foot tractor shed that I would expand, make it
Yeah,
about 40,000 square foot. There's plumbing, there's electricity. It's ready to go.
ready to rock. It's ready
Yeah.
to rock, and that way you could guarantee the quality as well.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, which is
And get
very important.
certified organic products is what I want to be able to put on these
Yeah,
labels,
yeah. You want to keep that quality for yourself for sure.
Exactly.
Wow, I'll be keeping an eye out for you on that. That's awesome,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, so
Congratulations.
that's where the TV series is going to be filmed. So that's where how all
Ah,
this came about. So the first book, From Bars to Jars, is nonfiction. It's a memoir. To the
okay,
best of my memory, what has happened my whole life.
The
It
best of your
ends.
memory.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of it was a blur. I'm gonna, just
Yeah.
being honest, So it ends with us looking at properties to scale the business to start doing this Apostoli Farms thing. So that's how that book ends. Sorry to spoil it, but the
It's
second book
okay.
that I'm already about 390 pages in. I've already written a fictional continuation of the first book as if we got the farm, and now all this stuff, all the drama, chaos, conspiracies, you know, sabotage starts happening, and now there's a bunch of
Oh.
character. Yeah,
Oh, I like where you're going with this. See, you're still a creative. You still have the creativity in you.
as a musician, that's where I
Yeah.
learned creative writing. Yeah, yep.
I just try not to manifest this chaos though. You don't really want this to
Oh, I know.
happen.
No, no, no. What's crazy? What's crazy, Adam, is that a lot of the characters in this book, well, all of them except for three, are real people that are in my life right now.
And are some of these characters, do they turn villain in this story? Or,
Yeah,
yeah,
a couple of them. Yeah, alcoholics and drug addicts that I'm friends with are in this
man.
book.
Yeah, that's crazy. I look forward to that too. I got to get the first one now, and then we see where the second one goes.
You let me
That's
know.
cool.
You let me know when you finish reading the first one. The second one isn't published yet, so I have an
Yeah.
agent now shopping it around to different publishers, and we're talking to some pretty big companies that are interested, and they're just waiting, kind of watching things and see how it all unfolds.
So ideally, are you going to try and series the first book and then roll into the second one, or
It's a very good question. So this is a debate that I'm having with my producers and directors, and our thought is, yeah, it'll probably season one will probably be the first book, and
yeah,
then it won't be till season two that we actually get the farm and all that crazy stuff starts happening. I mean, the book, the real story is crazy enough. I mean,
really?
you
Yeah.
you could make you could probably make two or three seasons out of just the first book. So
Well, that's so cool. That's so cool. And the best thing about it is all that craziness, and you're here to tell the tale anyway. You
I
know?
survived. I
Yeah, you
survived.
survived. Yeah, and you're still young, so you got a lot ahead of you. A
I
lot
do.
ahead of
Yeah,
you.
it's
Yeah,
beautiful, man. I'm blessed. That's what I'm saying is I'm in the bonus round. This is such a gift. It's a privilege and an honor to get to do stuff like this, and
yeah,
you
man.
know, and, and live the best version of myself.
So, can I just wrap this up with a little question for you? There's people. There could very well be people listening to us now, who are in the earlier parts of your story in their lives. And if you were to give them a little bit of advice, what would you say to those people?
If your life is unmanageable due to any kind of substance abuse, or if you're suicidal, there is help available. You're going to want to Google a 12-step program. I'm not going to give any affiliation to the one that I belong to, but they're everywhere. Okay.
Mm,
It's a very well known organization, and they saved my life.
well, simple as they saved your life. Well, you've got a lot to be grateful for there, man, for sure. Joe, it's been a pleasure, man. I'm going to be keeping an
Yes.
eye on you, bro. I'm going to
Thank you.
keep keeping an eye on you.
Thank you. Yeah, watch out, man. There's no telling what's going to happen. I mean, I'm doing a big product release November 26th for the fragrances at a big, big like luxury clothing retailer. They got about 180 stores nationwide. Out
Wow.
of Yeah, and it's just, man,
All
it's
right.
so cool, so cool.
Let's just say, right, good luck with the farm, hopefully. Good luck with the second book. Good luck with the fragrances. Good luck with Shark Tank. And good luck with everything. Whatever I missed,
Thank you,
man.
bro. Thank you,
Yeah.
bro.
I can tell from, even though we're miles away from each other, I can tell from your energy that you're a good dude. So I
Thank you,
appreciate you
bro.
coming on,
It
man.
takes one to know one. Takes one to know one, man.
Yeah, let's say that. Right, we'll speak soon, man. All
All right,
right. Maybe
brother.
we'll come back
Appreciate
on
it.
in a year or so and we'll talk about where it's
Yeah,
gone.
I'll give you. Yeah, let's keep in touch for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right,
Joe
man.
Gallagher,
Thank
it's
you so
been a
much.
pleasure, bro. Take care of
God
yourself.
bless.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.